Good morning and welcome to 10-Minute English Cafe. It is Sunday, June 28th, 2026.
Sunday coffee feels slower, but somehow more necessary.
I agree. I almost poured too much coffee into my cup this morning.
The dangerous moment when the coffee rises right to the edge.
Exactly. Today's keyword is spill over, spelled S-P-I-L-L, over.
I like that. It sounds physical and emotional at the same time.
Literally, liquid can spill over the edge of a cup, but events, demand, excitement, and problems can spill over too.
So the feeling does not stay in one container.
Perfect. Today, World Cup excitement spills outside stadiums in Mexico.
Street energy instead of stadium seats.
Then, the same event spills into the Airbnb market in Texas host areas.
That is the business side of the same wave.
And finally, Scotland turns rain into an exhibition where weather spills into culture.
Honestly, rain becoming culture feels very believable.
Before we begin, if you're new here, we turn real news into natural English conversation every day,
With useful phrases that travel beyond one story.
If that helps your listening practice, please subscribe and join us for 10 minutes.
Let's see where today's stories spill over.
AP reported that many Mexican fans have been priced out of World Cup games. Priced out is such a clear phrase. The price pushes you out. Exactly. It means something becomes too expensive for someone to afford.
That is frustrating when the event is happening so close to home.
The article says some resale prices for the final reached nearly $33,000.
That is not a ticket. That is a life decision.
Right? So many fans are taking celebrations into their own hands. I love that phrase. It means they're not waiting for permission. Yes, instead of going into the stadium, people are creating street watch parties and neighborhood viewing spaces. That actually sounds powerful. If you can't enter the event, you build your own version outside. Exactly. The energy spills over from the stadium into the city. And maybe that version feels more local, more shared, more alive. That's the cultural angle. A mega event can become too expensive, but the celebration can still belong to people. So makeshift is useful here too, right? Yes, a makeshift space is temporary, made with what people have.
Like folding chairs, a screen, snacks, and everybody yelling at once.
Perfect image. For learners, notice watch party and priced out.
Those are very useful for sports, concerts, housing, even restaurants.
So our first spillover is emotional and physical. Fans move the celebration outside.
The stadium has walls, but the excitement does not.
Now, same tournament, different kind of spillover. From cheering in the street to booking a place to sleep. Business Insider reported that World Cup demand is sending Airbnb bookings soaring in Texas host areas. Soaring makes it sound like the bookings took off like a rocket. Exactly. It means rising very quickly. And this is not only hotels, right? Right. Short-term rentals near host areas can feel the wave too. I can imagine a quiet neighborhood suddenly becoming part of the tournament map. The report says some listings are booked at more than double their usual price on match days. That is a huge jump for one event. It is. Airbnb has also offered incentives to encourage new hosts in host cities. So demand spills over, and then supply tries to catch up. Exactly. This is a good place to learn booking surge. A sudden wave of reservations. Yes, and host area means the area around a city hosting games or visitors. I like how this connects to topic 1. Fans may be outside the stadium, but money and demand spread everywhere. That's the point. A mega event is not contained inside the match. It touches transportation, restaurants, spare rooms, and probably grocery stores too. Exactly. We shouldn't say every host will double income, but the pressure is clear. Good guardrail. One hot weekend is not the same as a forever business plan. So our second spillover is economic. Tournament demand moves into local housing and rentals. Same World Cup, totally different vocabulary. Our last story is quieter, but I really like it.
After ticket prices and rental demand, I am ready for rain.
The Guardian reported on a rain exhibition at the National Library of Scotland in Edinburgh.
A whole exhibition about rain. That is both funny and kind of beautiful.
It opened on June 19th and is scheduled to run until the end of April 2027.
So plenty of time for the weather to participate.
The exhibition connects rain with geology, literature, maps, and weather culture.
That's more layered than just saying, it rains a lot.
Exactly. The article frames rain as one of Scotland's wettest obsessions.
Obsession can sound negative, but here it feels affectionate.
Yes, it means something people think about a lot, sometimes with deep interest.
And if rain shapes daily life, of course it shapes stories in science too.
The exhibit also refers to James Hutton and a theory of rain.
I won't pretend I know rain theory, but I love that it exists.
Same. For learners, shaped by is a useful phrase. Like,
the city was shaped by the river.
Exactly. Here, a nation is described as shaped by rain. So weather spills over into identity. That's our third spillover. Rain is not only weather, it becomes culture, memory, science, and art. Suddenly, a rainy day feels more important. Today's keyword was spill over, and it traveled farther than I expected. In Mexico, World Cup excitement spilled over from expensive stadiums into streets and neighborhoods. Fans made their own celebration space. In Texas host areas, World Cup demand spilled over into Airbnb bookings and local housing. The event reached spare rooms and neighborhood prices. And in Scotland, rain spilled over from weather into exhibitions, maps, literature, and science. The softest story might have the deepest roots. So, here is today's question. Which spillover was most interesting to you? Option A is World Cup street celebrations. Option B is Airbnb booking demand. Option C is Scotland's rain exhibition. Tell us in the comments. Take today's phrase with you. When something spills over, it does not stay in one place. Its effects spread into another part of life. I will remember that every time my coffee gets too close to the edge. If this conversation helped your English, please like, subscribe, and come back tomorrow. Have a gentle Sunday and see you tomorrow.